Hello everyone. Happy Wednesday, happy 2019, happy first Wellness Wednesday webinar for 2019. So we're kicking off today with basically your guide to essential oils for back to school. So as you jump on, whether you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, please say hello. I'd love to know who's watching. Please tell me how many kids you have and how old they are and how you're finding back to school this year. I would love to know. We've had an interesting time. My youngest, my baby, my 5-year-old has just started school, just started prep here in Queensland, and I really underestimated what a big deal that was. Having had 2 kids already do all this stuff before, like, yep, it's gonna be fine, and he's so ready and loving it, but I was really emotional, just driving away that first day, leaving all 3 kids there for the first time. My goodness. So definitely emotional, and it's a really big deal. So what we're going to talk about today are the 5 key areas to support your kids and also to support you as a mum as we're going through the school year, because everything that the kids are doing, it's not just their stuff, it affects the entire family. It's the busy mornings when you're getting lunch boxes ready and making sure everyone's got all their stuff and getting out the door on time. It's helping them with their homework. It's driving them to all the after school activities and weekend sport and all of the things. So we're looking at ways to support the entire family. If you haven't got it already, I have done a little guide for you. I've printed mine really small, but I've got a PDF, free PDF, ebook, whatever you want to call it. It's listed, the link is in the description for the video, so make sure you download that. That's got all of the blend ideas and all of those things in there for you. So as we go through, don't worry about taking notes unless there's something you particularly resonate with and you want to make sure you remember it. All of that stuff is going to be written down for you to refer to. So make sure you grab your guide either now as you're watching or afterwards, so you've got all of this information ready to go. So I think we'll kick off. It's a few minutes past 12. So the 5 key areas, and these are things that I have found really important to focus on. So as I said, I'm a mum of 3. I probably should introduce myself, guys. If you don't know me already, my name is Susan King. I run My Whole Food Family Essentials, and I am here to support women who are seeking wellness for themselves, who are looking for natural ways to support their family's health, and are just looking for a better way to do things. So for women who want to thrive rather than just survive, this is why I'm here. So I share lots of recipes, daily oil tips and tricks, and a whole lot of stuff here on my page. So the 5 key areas that I find really important, and that from conversation with lots and lots of mums, these are the things that we really want to focus on. Number 1 is energy and sleep. Absolutely. If your kids aren't sleeping, then no one's sleeping, first of all, and it makes it really hard to get going. Everything just feels harder when you're not sleeping. We're going to talk about immunity. We are going to talk about managing mood and emotions, which is a really big thing for the start of the year, for all kids who are going back, but especially if you've got kids starting for the first time, starting big school for the first time, or starting high school for the first time, and for you as a parent supporting them in those times. We're going to talk about focus and concentration, of course, homework, study, all of those times when they need a little bit of a boost to stay on track. And we're going to talk about some really basic first aid stuff. So the little things that you can have in your oily toolkit ready to go for all the things that just crop up during the school year. So the first thing we're going to talk about is energy. So for kids, really that means a focus on sleep. So kids seem to have absolutely boundless energy, often quite late at night when you want them to be asleep, they're still full of beans, but managing their sleep, getting them in a state where they're able to wind down, where they're able to relax, they're able to fall asleep reasonably quickly and stay asleep for the night. So there are definitely some oils that you can use to support you with that. In my ebook, you'll see I've got some blends there. So the first one is a roller. So I'm just trying to tuck my notes up here, but they're going to fall down. So a sleepy time roller, first of all. So making it part of their evening routine, perhaps after they've had their bath, and we can actually use the oils in the bath as well. And I've shared before how to do that safely. So rather than just drop your essential oils straight into the bath or mix them with Epsom salts, especially important for kids, we want them to be diluted. So obviously oil and water don't mix, so you need a way to emulsify, I think that's quite the right word, but to have them really well incorporated into the water so they're not just sitting on the surface. So what you can do is add your drops to some liquid soap. So whatever liquid soap you're using in the bath with your kids, just some Castile soap is great. Add the oils to that and then add it to the water. So that's going to help ensure that the oils are evenly spread throughout the water and your kids aren't going to get all of the oils that you put in the water on their skin in the one spot. So layering the oils over a period of time. So having some oils in the diffuser after dinner or whenever you're ready for them to start winding down. Having the oils in the bath. Having a roller ready to go that's part of their evening routine, and they know that they can either do it themselves at bedtime to have to roll it on their chest or their wrists, to roll it on the bottom of their feet. You can give them a little foot massage as you're putting them to bed is really lovely. But using those oils that are going to anchor them into that state of relaxation and winding down, and it starts to train their brain, and they're like, yep, I smell that smell, that means it's bedtime, that means I need to calm down and go to sleep. So a sleepy time roller, the recipe I've got in here for you is lavender, frankincense, cedarwood and bergamot, and the ratios are all in there, so I won't go through all of that, but in a 10ml roller with fractionated coconut oil. Label it up. That's the other thing I found with my kids too. It is in the presentation. We're going to talk about the kids collection a little bit later, which comes in this gorgeous little bag with all the bright colours and everything else in it. Make a pretty label. It doesn't have to be fancy, but if it's something that appeals to your kids, they're going to be more likely to use it. So my boys have a monster spray. That might work for your kids. If you put, we've got little googly eyes that stick on the bottle, which looks really cool. So just make it appealing to them, make it part of their routine and something that they look forward to. The other thing is obviously a diffuser at bedtime, and I really like double duty for kids. I like having it on them and I like having it in the air. So a fantastic combination of oils to help everybody relax and unwind is lavender peace, balance and wild orange. So those three, I mean, I've never met a child who didn't like wild orange. Everyone loves it. It's one of my favorites as well. Really soothing blend. It's a great one to get on, as I said, after dinner or in their rooms. Whenever that point is, you're like, yep, it's time for sleep, then you get that diffuser on and have it going in their room for maybe half an hour before bedtime, so they're coming in and it's a really lovely, relaxing, calm space to be in. So when we're talking about energy for mum, so if we're getting the kids sleeping, amazing, but I definitely find I have an issue with energy. It's something that comes up with so many mums that I talk to. So we want to give ourselves a bit of a boost. Obviously we want to focus on sleep for ourselves as well. So you can definitely use the blend ideas that I'm giving for the kids for yourself as well. In a roller blend, you might just want to increase the drops a bit. Diffuser blend will obviously be working on everyone in the whole house. Everyone's going to smell it and get the benefits of it. During the day, we want to think about really boosting our energy when we need it. If you get that 3 p.m. slump, like I do, you need a bit of a boost. If you're someone who finds yourself during the day reaching for coffee, tea, chocolate, sugar, whatever it happens to be, try and switch at least one of those times out for your oils. So even just peppermint will do wonders for your energy and your alertness and your clarity of mind. And I've joked before that peppermint basically fuels my school runs every afternoon, and it absolutely does. So getting that peppermint roller, it lives in my bag. When I leave the house, I get in the car, before I turn the key to start the car, I get some peppermint on the end of my nose and I take a few big deep breaths, and it is amazing the difference that it makes. So I've got an example of an energy diffuser blend that you might like to try with grapefruit, peppermint and rosemary. It's really, really lovely. The other key thing for mums in terms of energy is going to be the Lifelong Vitality pack. So I know not everyone is keen on supplements, and I have tried so many over the years that have done nothing. I've taken them, they've been quite expensive, and I have felt literally nothing. So I get it. These ones are different. So Lifelong Vitality has completely transformed my energy and my mood. It just makes me feel good. So I can't say enough good things about LLV. So if you've got an account already, get it on your order, get it on your next order, try it out. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. You literally cannot lose. We'll come back to that at the end. If you have questions about LLV, please ask me as well. I can point you in the direction of lots of resources as well. And some other tips for nighttime for mums. So it's really simple things, and I know you guys know all of this already. Things like turning off your devices an hour before bedtime. Amazing, but it really can make a big difference. Getting that light off your eyes, letting your brain relax. So using your oils instead of that last coffee, diffusing your oils at bedtime, and using that sleepy time roller that I shared for the kids, just double or triple the drops. Use the ratio that's going to work well for you. Obviously, we want to start with fewer drops though, because if you can get results from 10 drops in a 10 ml roller, why use 20 or 30? Okay, so energy and sleep. Sleep, basically, mostly for kids, we want to get them falling asleep, because if they get a good night's sleep, they're going to be fine. For mums, we want to get that good night's sleep, and we want to support our energy during the day in natural, healthy ways. Okay, next thing is immunity. So number 2 is immunity. Obviously, we want our kids to stay well. There are so many bugs that go around at kindy and daycare and school, and feels like half the class will have a snotty nose at the same time. It's pretty horrible. We want to avoid that for our kids wherever possible. So really, I mean, I've shared before, On Guard is the #1 oil that I would recommend for everyone. That is the oil that took me from being someone who was constantly sick and run down, who caught every single bug going around. You know, my kids would come home with a sniffle and I'd get a chest infection, that sort of thing. I had a solid sort of 8 to 9 months in 2017 without so much as a sniffle. And that is completely unheard of for me. So in terms of immunity, we're talking about supporting ourselves on a daily basis. So we prevent, we stop ourselves from catching those things, because those bugs are going to be there no matter what. We just don't want to catch them. We want to build up our immune system, build up our resilience, and stay healthy. So a daily stay well for kids, this is something that we do for our kids, just On Guard and frankincense in a roller bottle. So we have that roller sitting in a basket of their socks that lives on our stairs. Used to live in our lounge room, but now we have a puppy, and yeah, can't leave socks anywhere around her. So it lives on the stairs now with that roller. So as the kids are getting dressed, they know it's sitting right there. They can just roll it on their feet, put their shoes and socks on, and I know they're wearing it every single day. And that stopped me having to nag them as well, having that roller there ready to go. If if you're sick, if they have caught something, if you've caught something, that's when you want to bring out the big guns, and that is oregano. So most of the oils that I'm talking about here today will come in the starter kits. They're going to be in the Home Essentials kit or the Nature Solutions kit with a few extras thrown in. So On Guard and oregano are your superpowers for resilience and staying well. If anyone is sick, you can make pizza feet. So that is 1 drop of oregano in 1 tablespoon. That's 20 mils of coconut oil, and that will do my 3 kids. So they're getting 1/3 of a drop each, which is plenty. Hey Terry, thanks for watching. Yes, pizza feet. Again, can't say enough good things about pizza feet. This is the first thing you want to do if your kids are really coming down with something nasty. So get the pizza feet, oregano and coconut oil on their feet, pop some socks on, and then do that right before they go to bed, and just see how they are in the morning. Pretty amazing. The other blend, diffuser blend, that I really, really love, I call it the Happy and Healthy blend. It is On Guard and Citrus Bliss. And this is something that you could have in your diffuser every afternoon after school when they come home. It smells really delicious. The citrus is really happy and uplifting. It really sets a good tone for the afternoon, but you know that you're going to be supporting their well-being at the same time, which I love. So for mums and dads, in terms of a daily support, you can just use On Guard if that's what you have. I like boosting mine with frankincense and also arbor vitae. Really beautiful tree oil. Smells very, very woody, as you'd expect it to smell. I love the smell of it, and those three together, they are my go-to in terms of immunity and staying well. Okay, next area to focus on is mood and emotions, and this really is a big thing. So I have one child who has anxiety. I have one child with Asperger's, and I have one child who is brand new to school, and everything's super exciting and a little bit scary at the same time. So as a mum, this is an area that I focus on a lot. This is what has saved our sanity, basically. We want to be able to support the emotional well-being of our kids with a healthy, with something healthy that they can turn to, giving them a tool that they can turn to so they start to recognize how they're feeling, first of all, and know that they've got something practical and tangible that they can reach for that's actually going to help them. So knowing that if they're feeling a bit upset, that there's a blend that they could reach for to roll on their wrist and breathe in and just take a moment and sit with that and see how they feel in a couple of minutes. Really, really remarkable, and it's such a good thing to be supporting your kids in this way while they're little, because you are literally setting them up for a lifetime of being able to support themselves in that way, which is amazing. So mood and emotions. So in terms of happy kids, you've got to start with citrus. Citrus is, any of the citrus oils are so uplifting and energizing. They're just such feel-good oils. So like I said before, I've never met a kid who didn't like wild orange, so that is always my number one go-to. But things like tangerine and grapefruit and the mandarins and all of the citrus, even just good old lemon, really make a difference in terms of mood. So if you're having, if your kids are struggling a little bit in terms of feeling worried and stressed and feeling a little bit anxious about new classes, new teachers, new schools, perhaps all of those new things, then getting a roller ready for them with something like Balance and Lavender Peace in is a fantastic place to start. There's also a blend in the kids collection that we're going to talk about a little bit later that's already ready to go, but something along those lines to help them feel really calm and to have that with them. You can pop that in their bag. So if they're feeling a bit unsure during the day, they've got it in their bag ready to reach for, and they can roll it on and take a few deep breaths. And of course this works for mums and dads as well, having that roller ready to go anytime you're feeling a little bit stressed or anxious. Another fantastic after school blend or a morning blend to get your kids feeling happy and energized and excited about the day. So I've called it the Have Fun blend, and it's really citrusy. Balance, wild orange and lemon is a really lovely combination, and again it's going to set them up for a really good day. So I'm the first one up most of the time, and I get that diffuser going pretty much straight away every morning, and I always choose citrus. There are always citrus oils in my diffuser first thing in the morning, and if you get that going sort of 10 minutes, even half an hour before your kids are getting up, that aroma is going to waft through your house, and it's going to help your kids wake up and get up on the right side of the bed. And that's an awesome thing for you, for having your morning run smoothly. So if your kids have reached the other end of the spectrum and they're, tantrums and meltdowns and fighting and everything else, a fantastic blend to diffuse is Monster Juice, which is Balance and Citrus Bliss. So you've probably noticed that every blend I've shared so far on the mood and emotions section has balance in it. That is because balance is a complete lifesaver. So anyone who uses balance will agree. So if you're watching this and you love balance, give me a love heart. It really has changed the way that I manage my mood. First of all, it's a blend that I reach for pretty much every day. It's our grounding blend. It's one that I can get on first thing in the morning. It's one that I wear on my diffuser jewelry. It's one that I wear before I teach classes. It's anytime I'm feeling a bit scattery up here. It's one I use in my sleep blends as well. If my mind is racing and I need to just quiet everything down, start with balance. Always start with balance. So if you've got balance, you've got a fantastic place to start, even if you don't have any other oils. So for mums, in terms of managing mood and emotions, it really is about prioritizing self-care. It's about doing things for yourself, not just once in a blue moon, but every day, that make you feel good. So self-care is about triggering that relaxation reflex. It's the things that just make us go, ah, that was good. Takes the weight off, makes you feel happy. And when your kids are really little, when I had 3 under 4, like getting a hot cup of tea and being able to sit and drink it while it was hot without being interrupted, that was pure heaven. So it doesn't have to be big things. It's having that cup of tea. It's taking 5 minutes to just sit and let your mind wander without being interrupted. It's having a shower uninterrupted. It's finding 5 or 10 minutes in your day to listen to a meditation and letting that just calm you down. It's reading a book before bed instead of watching something random on TV or scrolling Facebook. Little tiny things, using your oils, supporting yourself, taking those moments during your day will make a massive difference to how you feel mentally and emotionally, and how present and calm and happy you can be with your kids. Cannot stress that enough, how important that is to look after ourselves as a mum. So again, Lifelong Vitality Pack has to be number 1 in terms of supporting our bodies, giving ourselves what we need each day in terms of nutrients. Even the best diet is lacking, so supporting your body in that way with those extra things, so good, and amazing for mood as well. If you're having a particularly stressful day, my favourite stress buster diffuser blend is lavender, marjoram and clary sage. So marjoram you may not have used before. It's also really good to support your muscles. It's also really good to support your respiratory system. But it's such a calming and soothing oil. So lavender, clary sage and marjoram together. Get that in a diffuser, take a few deep breaths and just feel yourself relax. The other blend that I wanted to share, I have shared on my page before. I call it my Mama Bear roller blend. This is one that I used on myself for the first day of school last year, and again this year because I love it so much. It's one that I actually wear as my perfume a lot of the time. You'll see the full recipe in the ebook, but it has balance, big surprise, bergamot, frankincense and clary sage in a 10ml roller. It smells divine, really relaxing, really supportive. It's like having a big hug, basically. Love, love, love that blend. So mood and emotions, the key things. Supporting your kids in terms of mood boosting with citrus oils, helping them calm down and relax with oils like balance and lavender. And for mums, it's supporting yourself with self-care every single day. Next key area is focus and concentration. So my kids have started homework this week, week 2, and we're back into homework. And 2 years ago was our worst time. We had a really shocking time with homework with our eldest. He was just so down on himself about it all being too hard and why do we have to do this, and I hate homework and I hate school. And it was really stressful for all of us. And I know homework's not necessarily the most fun thing, but it was really, really stressful for all of us. And we have moved past that to a certain extent, and the oils have helped us with that. So if your kids are coming at homework and focus from a point of being stressed about a lot of things, then definitely you want to start with some of those calming, grounding oils to get them feeling a bit more balanced and centered, and then you can start supporting the brain more in terms of focus and concentration. So I've given you lots of ideas in the ebook in terms of focus rollers and concentration rollers, and some blends to use at homework time as well. So with focus and concentration, if you have a child who has trouble sitting still, paying attention, following instructions, all of those sorts of things, then the focus roller or the concentration roller will be really helpful. So if you start with just Intune, that would be the perfect place to start. So Intune comes in a roller bottle. It's not actually diluted though. So I actually have it undiluted on me now because I'm feeling slightly distracted. There's people working outside. I can hear my dog in the other room. It's raining. I'm just slightly distracted. So Intune, smother it on. I absolutely love the smell of it. For kids, you definitely want to dilute it. So you can just pop the top off that roller bottle, grab a couple of drops out, make up a new roller blend for them. So maybe 5 to 10 drops in a 10 ml roller. Smells really fragrant, and I think it's quite pretty, but it's not overly feminine. So my kids do like the smell of Intune and they're happy to wear it. If your kids aren't loving the smell of it, get it on their feet. So at least it's on their body. It is going to absorb into the skin. Pop their socks on over the top and you should be okay. Another great place to get it on though is on their spine. So roll it up and down their spine. In terms of concentration, my big 3 oils are lavender, lemon and vetiver. So together they make a fantastic combination. You can use it for homework time, you can use it for school time if your kids are having trouble concentrating. That's one that you might want to roll on perhaps behind their ears, on their chest, and you might want to have that with them during the day. If they're able to have that and grab that and use it during the day, fantastic. You could also drop those oils on a hanky or something in their pocket so they've got it with them and they can reach for it as they need it, basically. So my homework helper blends, I've got one, like I said, one is a roller and one is a diffuser blend, and they're quite stimulating oils, as you'd expect. If we're trying to wake up the brain, get us concentrating and really alert and focusing on something, then we really want to wake up the brain. So things like lime, peppermint, rosemary, grapefruit, black pepper, beautiful oils to support focus and concentration. So in terms for parents, if you're struggling during the day, so start with your energy first. Think about boosting your energy in ways that don't require caffeine, and then using things like Intune, basil, lemon, rosemary, vetiver or peppermint. Get those oils in a roller, have them in a diffuser. If you're able to diffuse them at work, go for it. If you need to have your oils in a diffuser necklace or on your bracelet so you've got them with you, go for it. Use your oils during the day. Have them with you so they're ready to go. Even if it's just a roller that you whip out of your bag and have a smell of at some point during the afternoon, will make a really big difference. Okay, so next section is first aid. So thinking about using your oils to replace other products that you might have gotten from the pharmacy that you would have in your medicine cabinet, basically. So really simple things. So for sunburn, first of all, lavender and peppermint. Same oils work beautifully for head tension as well. They are my go-to. I might add some Frankie into that as well, but those are my go-to for head tension. So sunburn, if your kids get sunburn, so lavender and peppermint, you can dilute that into some aloe vera gel or aloe vera juice and keep that in the fridge. Really, really soothing and cooling. For cuts and scrapes, I don't know about your kids, but my kids are constantly having bumps and bruises and cuts and scrapes all over their legs especially. That's what happens with boys. Tea tree, lavender, frankincense and Correct X. Really, really handy things to have in your medicine cabinet. So Correct X especially, it's a cream that comes in a tube, so having that ready to go, that's something that can just get popped in your bag for when you're out and about or if you're traveling. Really, really handy. Insect bites, lavender. Just plain lavender, dabbed straight on, cuts the itch, really, really soothing. I've had that work beautifully, even on like green ant bites, really, really effective, just lavender. If your kids are getting the sniffles, things like Easy Air and lemon. So having those in the diffuser, making up a chest rub, and we'll be talking about that more during the year, obviously, as the weather cools down and we're focusing on well-being over the winter months. But Easy Air and some coconut oil on their chest, amazing. There's no need for anything from the pharmacy if you've got your oils and some coconut oil. Tummy aches, Digestin. Number one would be Digestin. You can also just use peppermint if that's what you've got, but Digestin and wild orange in a roller. We have, we call it the tummy tamer. We've got a roller made up for our kids. My eldest especially gets lots of tummy aches, generally kind of emotionally based tummy aches. But having that roller ready to go means that he can grab it, he knows how to use it, he knows that when he does use it, he feels better. So really, really simple. There's no need to put up with tummy aches or have them ruin your day. So Digestin all the way for tummy aches. And head lice. Touch wood, I haven't had any need to treat head lice yet with my kids. They have very short hair. But lavender, tea tree and rosemary. So you can mix that up in a spray bottle with a little bit of witch hazel or vinegar, spray their hats, spray their hair. Lice prevention is what we're going to focus on. So really, really simple, and again, no need for anything nasty from the chemist. For mums, in terms of first aid, Lifelong Vitality Pack, as I keep talking about, so good. Oh, running out of power. Lifelong Vitality Pack and the Sanity Saver blend. So I've put this in the first aid section because it's just so important. So balance, frankincense, copaiba. If you're feeling overwhelmed and over it and stressed out, hopefully not in week 2 yet, but if you are, no judgment, use your oils. Do something for yourself every day. If you can catch yourself in that mood when you're starting to become aware that you're feeling overwhelmed and you catch it in that moment, you can stop it going any further. You can stop yourself spiraling downwards and just have a much better day and a much better week. So good. Balance, frankincense and copaiba. So I also want to touch on the kids collection as well, which comes in this beautiful little pack here. My kids absolutely love this. So there are 6 rollers in here. They're all color coded. They come with their own little carabiners, so you can hang them up with little tops on it, and they come with some instruction cards. So my kids know, well, they know by now what each of the colored ones are for, and they know what to reach for. But this actually shows them how to use it. It's got information on each of the oils, what it's for, and where to apply it. So it really doesn't get much easier than that. And when we're talking about the kids collection, they really have thought of everything, because the oils are grouped into categories to support our kids' minds, their hearts and their bodies. So we've got the Thinker blend, which is an alternative for some of the focus and concentration blends that I've shared. We've got Calmer, which is perfect for bedtime or anytime your kids are feeling overly worried about things. We have Brave, which is the perfect thing for the start of the school year. So this is really a confidence blend. This is helping them feel good about new situations. We have we have Steady, if your kids are feeling anxious, overwhelmed, a bit scattered, and they need to really ground themselves, then you can reach for the Steady blend. We have Stronger, which is a bit like an On Guard for kids. So this is the Stay Well blend, also really beautiful for skin. And we have Rescuer, which is fantastic for supporting growing bodies. So if they've got aches and pains after they've played sport or any other time before bed, you can get the Rescuer blend on them and really support their muscles and their joints. So good. So the kids collection is available via the US store. If you've never ordered from the US before, or if you wanted to get started with the kids collection, just send me a PM. We can have a chat about how to actually do that. I want to make sure you guys know about the New Year, New You promotion that is running at the moment, because it's amazing value. I've had a few questions about it. People are a little bit confused about how it works and what they need to do. So I'm going to run through it here. So there is this promotion that will give you rewards points. So rewards points are basically like doTERRA cash. So when you get started this month with an order over 100 points, so over 100 doTERRA dollars, all of our starter kits will qualify for this. So get started in February with a starter kit, place a 100 point order in March, and doTERRA will gift you 100 rewards points to spend in April. So that could be worth around $140 in products for free, which is amazing. So the types of products that I typically recommend to people to get started with, I love the Home Essentials kit. That is what I got started with. That's what most people get started with. because it's got those top 10 oils, the diffuser, your free 12-month membership, and it covers probably 80% of what your family will require just on a day-to-day basis in terms of immunity and respiratory health and digestive and muscles and joints and being able to clean your house and supporting sleep and mood and all of those other things. Then in your second month, you might like to order something like the Mood Management Kit. So that has Balance, our amazing Balance oil in it, Lavender Peace, Citrus Bliss, Elevation. So this rounds out your collection with all of the really mood supportive oils. So you've got your basics in your top 10 and your mood oils, and you're pretty well set up for most of what your family will require. And then in April, doTERRA will gift you those 100 points to spend on anything that you like. And that's where you can start to build your collection out with specific things that are really important for you and your family. So if you're needing some hormonal support, you might want to grab some Claricalm. If you needed some extra support with sleep, you might want something like cedarwood or vetiver. There are so many options, and of course there are more than oils as well. So there's toothpaste and skincare and shampoo and all sorts of beautiful things to help you go a bit greener at home, to stay out of the supermarket, to swap your spending and to really support your family's health on another level. Cleaning products and stuff as well. Very, very cool. So if you don't have oils yet and you want to get started, please go back to the person who introduced you to them and let them know that you're ready to get started or you want some more information. If that is me, how exciting. I can't wait to welcome you. Just send me a PM or an email and we can have a chat about your options, about which oils and which kits are going to be right for you and how you can get maximum value out of the promotion that we have at the moment. So you'll see in the ebook there are some instructions on how to purchase and a whole lot of information about the oils that are in the starter kits. So that is something I get asked a lot about, which starter kit would be right. So if you go through the information on my website, you'll be able to see kind of where the value is and which kit is probably going to be most appropriate for you, and there are instructions on there for how to order as well. So I think we might leave it there for today. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment or send me a PM. If you've gotten value from today's class or from the ebook that I've made for you, please give this video a like and feel free to share it out to your community so we get this information into the hands of the mums and dads who need it and the kids who need it. I will be back at the same time next Wednesday. So this is our Wellness Wednesday webinar series, and I'm going to be talking about embracing love with essential oils, so just in time for Valentine's Day. Have a fantastic afternoon, guys, and if you've got any questions, please let me know. See ya.